Inside STS. I'm Andy. I'm here with Kait and Brett, and we kind of had a discussion this morning that we wanted to just talk about positive things. So we just thought we'd share some of our favorite things about being a part of STS. We're not going to talk about anything negative. So the fact that Kait bribed Speedy Sloth to be the favorite person on the video. We're not going to talk about that.
I did not bribe him. I had just treated him nicely.
She threatened Terry to say Kait. I mean, we're not talking about the negatives in any way whatsoever.
Okay.
So just the positives about being part of STS.
Yeah. Speaking of the work environment's amazing.
That's our So number one on our list is our work environment because we're a close knit family around here.
Yeah.
So we're in a location. We have multiple businesses and. It's kind of nice. Everybody helps everybody else out.
Yeah.
So, unlike Brett, who won't take his sunglasses off, but that's okay.
See,
so what's the thing you like most about our work environment, Brett?
definitely your mom's cookies.
Bonnie's cookies.
Yeah.
Top of the list.
We get free cookies.
So the friendship and the fact that we got each other back, all the camaraderie, that's okay. But mom's cookies is
top tier.
Top of the list.
Yeah.
So normally at an event, so we're out here by the trailer because we're getting ready to go to the Cow Pie Classic. And I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of good friends up there.
Oh yeah.
People that have been to our tent before at an event know we normally bring cookies.
Yeah, Grandma's cookies.
Yeah, Mamaw.
Mama's cookies. I'm sorry, not Grandma's brand cookies. That's Mama's. Bonnie Kirchhoff's cookies.
Yeah. So what else do you like about? What else would you say is a favorite thing about STS, Kait?
For me, there's a lot of creativity. I know, like with paint, it's been super, super fun. Speedy Sloth's paint scheme was super fun, and then actually Warren Heiss's, I think,
we have a list
is
here.
really great. I know.
You're not
creativity.
following the list.
Oh, I didn't know I had to follow the list. We went out of order with cookies.
I know, because Brett didn't follow the list, so now I'm putting the hammer
Cookies
down.
were number 2. Andy said environment, and then I said cookies.
So when we said work environment, it's not that we're nice to each other. It's that we enjoy being mean to each other most of the time.
Most of the time.
But no, I'm asking you about one of your favorite things is because you've been talking to a lot of ambassadors lately.
Oh, yeah. So. Well, yeah, so that's a lot of what I do. Well, not a lot of what I do. Part of what I do is I'm like kind of the first contact for potentially ambassadors that have reached out. And I set up interviews and I get to hear a bunch of people's life stories and why they enjoy cycling, how they got into it, and then a lot of people
like us.
Yeah, I mean a lot of people do outreach in their communities, like the Smiths, and they were like a huge example for us because it's their whole family. It's not just them as individuals. It's them and their child. So
and
it's like a whole lifestyle.
You're talking to somebody here. We haven't signed him on, so we won't mention any names.
Yeah.
But doesn't he do a lot of? Is it coaching or helping?
Yeah,
with
it's Nika, which has to do with children's cycling and stuff like that.
Being a positive force for people. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. So what else will we say? Let's go on to number 4, our fourth favorite thing. We'll start putting the numbers. So
I didn't know they were in order.
It's numbered.
I didn't. I thought they were just bullet points. I'm sorry.
Let's see. So what are the other kind of things that you like? I know for me, one of the things that I like is the connections that we're not a part of.
Yeah.
I love seeing when someone buys a bike that we didn't deal with because we've done a lot of relationship selling, so it's cool when somebody else is out there selling a bike.
Yeah, it's other people's relationships with other people. It's not just the relationship that we have with those people. It's those people that have a relationship with us that bring our relationship to their other relationships.
Yeah.
So that's really, really awesome to see and hear people reach out, and yeah, it's great.
Let's see. So number 5.
I was gonna say, speaking of that, actually kind of segues right into number 5 on the list, which is our brand expansion across multiple state lines. So we've hit really heavy in Michigan and Indiana, and then recently brought Matt and Tiffany on over in Missouri, and we're getting ready to bring a new ambassador on over with Morgan in Nebraska. That's really, really exciting to see it just kind of grow across those multiple state lines.
Well, I kind of like when we got invited recently to an event. I kind of think that's kind of fun when we get invited somewhere to go. So.
Yeah.
So the next thing on our list would be you started to talk about creativity earlier. But I think that goes for both of you guys. I mean, I started out doing all the photography and all the video, and now we all kind of help out with that. And so we did a little photo video shoot the other day, and you were taking pictures and got some fun pictures.
And some really cruddy pictures too.
You're gonna get blurry pictures when someone's coming at you.
Yeah, it was a struggle.
So Brett, as a fabricator, does this fit you at a creative level? Do you feel like this is challenging you at times?
Oh, absolutely. I just like trying to take the customer's vision and turn it into reality, and then seeing their reaction when it's done.
Yeah, because you're working closely right now with Jesse down in Columbus.
Yep, building a pretty cool little hardtail project. So
yeah, that's kind of it's a neat thing to see that. I mean, I like to see it because it's, for those if you're not, and the air conditioning just kicked on. So we just had to take a break because we had to turn the inside air conditioning off. We're outside on a beautiful hot day.
Yeah, no kidding.
But talking about the creativity, so Brett, you like, you're talking about liking to work with somebody to see their vision come to light.
Yeah.
What about the idea? I mean, how much do you enjoy the aspect of starting from what do we want to build? How do we fit the geometry? Do you enjoy that R&D process?
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
So
Brett's been a part of paint as well, so that's more recently. So that's been actually super, super fun.
That's where a lot of creativity's been coming from lately, is paint.
Yeah.
And if you saw the introduction video of the H2 that I put out too early.
Didn't mean to go out.
Yeah, that was Brett's idea and Brett's execution. So.
Yeah.
Or did Dave help you with that?
Dave's idea.
Dave helped, but it looks really good. So. Yeah. One of the other things that we do like is we'll have people that.
I think we revel in this a little bit.
Yeah. That people will often kind of wonder, why you guys.
Yeah.
And they'll doubt us. But the same thing seems to happen. If we can get somebody to put their butt on our bike, we prove them wrong.
Yeah.
It's so funny. I actually really enjoy watching people's facial expressions. When they ride an STS bike for the first time, because they go from this grumpy, kind of just nasty demeanor, oh, that can't be possible, and then they get on and their eyebrows shooting into their hairline, and they're like, well, dang, that was not what I was expecting.
Oh, so. we've had that experience time and time again.
Yeah.
That someone doubts us, but just take it for a spin. I mean, you'll see.
Yeah.
It's just nothing rides like what we make. So.
Yeah.
And the kind of the flip side of that is we also revel in the successes of the people who ride for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had. What was that? What was the where we had Josh's brother?
Oh,
was that the
Dirty 30?
So at the Dirty 30, we had a ton of people on podiums, and that's just a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was actually really funny. Josh Cook's brother, he does not own an STS bike, but he doesn't own one yet.
Jared.
Yeah, Jared. But he came up to me. He was like, "Hey," I want to ride. Would you guys be okay if I took out one of your spare gravel killers? And I was like, yeah, have at it, man. So we got him kind of fitted up for his race, and he ended up podiuming.
Took the top step in his age group, and just had a great day.
Yeah.
So another thing that this endeavor has gotten us into is to be able to travel and go different places, different events. One of the things that surprises people when they buy a bike from us is how often we are willing to bring you the bike.
Yeah.
That's one of Brett's favorite things to do, is to travel and see people.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Because it's one thing. It's nice to get the order. It's nice to send a bike out, but when you get to hand it to them, help them build it or build it for them.
Yeah.
We don't mind that. Put a little time in. So then the final thing I think that is probably the biggest positive for us, outside of the birds.
Yeah, they're very loud.
We love the birds around here. Although Brett was throwing things at the birds that he missed.
I think I actually got that on camera because I was recording.
I think one of the biggest things that I know for me, it's the people.
Yeah.
We started out, our first race we went to was in Lowell, Michigan. We've had people find us, but it just seems like we've met all kinds of interesting people from, my favorite retailer, I have to say. I shouldn't say my favorite, but Brooks and I have very similar things in common in our backgrounds.
You guys are both retro geeks.
And then, obviously you and Speedy Sloth have a pretty strong connection. So who else would you mention, like some of your favorite people?
One of my favorites from the beginning was from the Lowell race was Johnny D.
Yeah,
Oh,
Johnny
yeah.
D.
Johnny
So,
D.
We've seen him at about every Michigan gravel race we've been to.
Yep.
Johnny D makes bike bags.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, like a lot of the people that you meet through STS, if you're at an event and you see Johnny D, go talk to him. If you're like, I don't have any interest in bike packing, just meet the guy. He's cool, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So he did the announcing at one of the first events we were at, and we're getting ready to do a collaborative project with John. Anybody else you want to mention?
Yeah, it's been really fun. Chris Bucher has actually called and texted me on several occasions.
You didn't say his name right.
Oh, well, how am I supposed to say it?
Booker.
Oh,
You gotta-
Booker.
You gotta get into it.
Well, it's in my phone. It's Chris Huntington Bike Shop.
That's okay.
Yeah. But it's been really, really fun, working with Chris. And, he calls me, he's like, hey, Kay. And, like, goes straight into whatever we're talking
He's such
about.
a cool. But Chris has decades of
Yeah.
bike mechanic experience.
Yeah.
Loves what he's on a killer and is
Yeah.
selling killers for us.
Yeah.
Let's see. Anybody? We got a lot of cool ambassadors.
I was going to
but
say, it's been super fun to work. I mean, Matt's kind of been with us, not since from the very beginning, but like
Pretty close.
since the birth of the Gravel Killer.
Yeah.
So it's been it's always super fun to work with Matt and his wife Chris. They come down with Marco all the time.
And we go make ourselves at home at their house.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love doing that. We call it the Carmel office.
Yeah, the Carmel office.
but-
And then, like, getting to know Morgan, and, she's obviously out in Nebraska, but when we do see her and, like, do videos with her, that's always super fun.
That's one of the people you bribed
I did not bribe.
to say that you were their favorite.
Andy's reference to bribing is just being really, really nice.
I don't know what that's like. But I think one of the coolest things, when you talk about the people, and we've all had this experience, is being people remembering us, recognizing us.
Yeah.
At the Dirty South, I had people come up and go, "Hey, Andy," and I'm like, "Hey,
Hi.
you." Like, I didn't realize they saw us from our socials. So,
Yeah.
but a lot of cool people.
That's the other thing that's really fun, because, like, as we've been... Man, those birds are...
We're invading somebody's space.
Yeah.
Right, with these birds.
They're very unhappy with us. Oh, gosh. Oh, there we go. Thanks, Bert. But like as we're, doing more on social media and people are watching us and we're getting a lot more exposure, it's super fun to go to races. And we've been targeting Michigan really heavily and have been for a little bit now. But it's super, super fun to be like, oh yeah, I saw you guys on YouTube, or
Yeah.
I watched your video about this, that was really cool. So that's been a really cool. I'm not on the camera nearly as much as Andy, so I'm not, social media stardom status stardom status over here.
Well, the worst
but
was-
it's fun.
Well, like when I did my journey through January, I lost 20 pounds.
Yeah.
And still working on trying to make more progress than the initial 20. But that was kind of interesting. People come up and go, "Hey, man, you're looking good," and I'm like, they're watching.
You're like, that's what my wife tells me, man.
Yeah, I wish, But yeah, I think the people's been the coolest thing for us so far.
Even all the police officers that I've met in different states.
Yeah.
Speaking of police officers, when you talk about the cool connections, is we did have somebody who was driving along and talking to me on the phone who had their bike on the back of their vehicle. And they go, he said, I'm getting stopped. I'll call you back. I'm getting stopped. And the cop comes up to the window and goes, "Hey, dude, is that an STS?" And he goes, "Yeah, I'm kind of involved." So, for once, Steve didn't get a speeding ticket, is what we can say.
Yeah.
But that's kind of cool when people come
Yeah.
and notice and say, "Oh, that's you guys." We met a guy at the Dirty South. We got to talk to him. Next thing you know, he's friends with Matt and Tiffany, our reps out in Missouri, and they get connected to us. And just all those connections and all the cool people.
Another really fun thing that I've actually really enjoyed as we've grown is getting, like, Terry, I don't know if you want to call him he's a founder, a benefactor.
Terry's he is the president
Yep.
of the company.
Yep. But it's been super, super fun that as we've grown to just hear Terry's, like, encouragement and just, he's just a really excited guy. And, I mean, he just, once he gets on a roll, that's what he does. It's just like, man, we're doing so good, like, it's just all of these encouraging words. So that's really good to hear.
You know what? And since we're being positive, I'll go ahead and talk about Terry just for a second. When I met Terry, I was this banker. I'm in the process of opening bank accounts, and right in the middle of it, Terry just gets up and walks out the door. And I'm like, what's going on. The bookkeeper was there, and she goes, "Don't worry about it. It's fine. He does this." We had phone calls to make. He was working. He's working all the time. And one of the things that I've learned through this process, and it's been a bright positive for me, is that he's like the best problem solver there is.
Yeah.
Because he does not look at a problem and go, we can't do anything. It's that, we'll find it. We're gonna find a solution. Let's go through this.
Yeah.
So a number of days going to Mezcal in Rushville, 2 in the afternoon or Fish Moon for Terry to eat and me to whine and complain, and 30 seconds later I'm fired up. So if you can get somebody like that in your life, you need to do it.
Yeah.
You know, those people attract people, and it's worth it. So from all of us at STS, thank you to everybody. Looking forward to seeing people at our upcoming events. Give us a call, check us out, like, subscribe, all of that stuff. Thanks, Terry. Thanks, all the reps. We can't say enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what's our tagline?
Explore confidently.